Okay, so why is Age of Empires 4 coming out this year? What makes you think that, Drongo? That's a really good question. So let's just assume at the moment Age of Empires 4 releases. This is the date I'm going for, okay? 25 November 2021. Now, why am I going for that date? Okay, so typically games are going to release in Q4. Q4 being the fourth quarter, the last 3 months of the year. October, November, December. They want to release before Christmas because the Christmas period is when shit gets real. And when I'm talking about shit, I'm talking about sales, baby. So the 25th of November is a Thursday. At least it's a Thursday for me. I live on the other side of the world, so it might be a different day for you guys. So we'll have to double check. I know that you guys did just move your clocks back, so we'll have to double check that one later. But the 25th of November is a Thursday. It's right before a weekend, as Thursdays typically are, and it's the last day of the month. So I'm calling it that date. Now, we're just going to assume that it's this day. Now, why are we going to assume that it's this day? All right, so what do we have? We had Age of Empires 3 DE release on roughly like November 2020, okay? And before that, we had Age of Empires 2 DE release. I think it was like roughly the same time, like back in 2019. Okay, I don't know what date it's actually going to be. I can just tell you it's going to be in November this year, all right? That is it. So why? All right, so we really need to look at the bigger picture when it comes to this, okay? So before this, there was a lot of hype, okay? Now, there was Age of Empires 2 HD, which was like a couple years before this. But even before that, there was Age of Empires 1 Definitive Edition. So I'm just going to double check and see. Do we have a box date? No, it doesn't have it. But anyways, we're just going to assume for the sake of the argument that it was in 2018 or 2017, you know, something like that, okay? That doesn't matter, all right? So what matters? What matters is that at some point, they've said we need to make Age of Empires 4, okay? Now, they can't just come out of the woodwork and be like, we're making Age of Empires 4. They have to hype that bad boy up, okay? Because you can't just drop an Age of Empires 4 out of nowhere. You do that, it's going to flop, okay? So what do? The trick is you hype it. Now, how do you hype it? Well, you announce definitive editions, right? What's a definitive edition? A definitive edition is an easy way for you to connect with loyal fans who have already showed interest in your product and you're able to resell them your product. So it's a way that you can minimally invest resources and you can also at the same time, number one, potentially make a profit, and number two, build interest for a franchise. That is the really big thing. So you've got number one, so potentially build a profit, maybe. Let's make a profit. And two, build interest for a franchise. Now, unironically, okay, they might have just gone into Age of Empires 2 and been like, we don't care if this shit pops off or not. Because at the end of the day, our ultimate goal is Age of Empires 4. But you know what? They actually provided so much support. They actually gave so much love and so much care to Age of Empires 2 that it popped off. You go and look at the growth numbers now for Age of Empires 2. It is insane. It is popping the fuck off, man. It's popping off on Twitch. It's popping off on Steam numbers. It's popping off everywhere. On go look at esports, like the amount of money that that we're seeing in tournaments right now for Age of Empires 2. It's crazy. Okay, so you've got the potential to make a profit, but you've also got the main thing that you're wanting to do is build interest for a franchise and retain interest for a franchise. So that's the big thing. So how do you retain interest in a franchise? Well, you can support the game in a franchise. So you can support the game continually. Okay, so that way you're retaining interest in a franchise. Now, you're going to stop supporting that game, but you're not going to lose your fans, because the thing is, your fans are going to be migrating. Everyone's going to be migrating to Age of Empires 4. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that as a player. I'm saying that as a business person, okay? They want everyone to migrate over to Age of Empires 4. They know they're not going to get everybody. They might get 90% of people, but that's what they want. So, now that we know that, okay, so if we know that this is it, then we've got a plan in front of us so that we can now attract people to what is our final goal, which is Age of Empires 4. So, if we know that Age of Empires 4 is going to be sort of popping off on this date, we've now got the build up for it. Okay, we've got the hype that's coming up. They're not going to be pushing this back for 2022 or 2023. No, they need to ride this hype train now. If they push it to 2022, if they push it to like August 2022, let's say that that's the date that they push it to, hype is going to die, potentially. Now, I know that there might be people in the chat like, hey, Drongo, but you know, you're just some crazy guy on the internet. You've never predicted anything in your life. Well, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, my friend. Let me show you. Let me expose myself. I've already exposed myself once in this stream. Let's expose myself a second time. This is my personal, very, very personal Reddit account. Okay, and on this Reddit account, okay, I post a lot of things. I post, like, mainly it's Age of Empires stuff recently. You can see that. But, like, I post stuff, like, related to Australia a couple of years ago, other games that I've been involved with or played. And one of the posts that I made was to Age of Empires 3. Okay, and in this Age of Empires 3, I screenshotted the Age of Empires Insider program. Okay, now this was 3 years ago. This was before Age of Empires 4 had been announced. And I screenshot this and I say, it's a sign, and I explained it. I said, explanation. So when you sign up for the beta at ageofempires.com, it takes you through to a page where you can see the above. Further, in this YouTube video, and then I link the YouTube video, the creative director, Adam Isgreen, states, Age of Empires, and he says, he just like says blah, 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 blah. So you're going to hear from us again in Cologne, Germany at Gamescom in August, and we're going to be really having a wonderful Age of Empires event there and talking a whole bunch about, I think, stuff you're going to want to hear, end quote. Which leads me to speculate. So this is me saying, this leads me to speculate that potentially this announcement was to hype fans up for the announcement of Age of Empires 4 in August. And look who's in the chat. Look who's in the chat. Lemmings, look who's here. Lemmings, I know you were in here before. Where are ya? Show yourself, show everyone, show the YouTube guys that you're here. Come on. Come on. Look who it is. It's Lemmings121. I like how you're so young and full of hope. Oh, my sweet summer child. My sweet summer child. Oh my God. And then someone says, looks like all that hope paid off. Someone else saying he reminds me of myself, except that he's fresh and he's been like that for 10 years now. Yeah, baby. Who was fucking right? Where did that hope pay off? Right here. And then I post back, vindication. Vindication, baby, because they announced Age of Empires 4 at that event, and Lemmings coming in responding and just saying 1. Just giving me that nice little 1. Damn. Oh, didn't that feel good? I tell you what, it felt so good because I picked up on that. You know, they throw down these little things. I pick it up. I pick it up, baby. I'm here. I'm like, I got my ear to the ground and I'm listening. I'm smelling it. I'm out there. I'm out there with the daisies. I tell you that much. All right. And I got Lemmings here by my side. You know what, Lemmings, where you at? I'm gonna chuck you one of these bad boys. Just because you're still with me by my side. You can have a little diamond. I'll give you one of those. So, you know, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I've been right before. All right, I got my suspicions. I think I know when it's gonna get called, and I reckon it's gonna be the end of this year. Probably, I'm going with November. Probably mid-November. Do you think the devs will contact you to play test Age of Empires 4 when it's ready? Probably not for Dulcis. And I'll say this one. I'm more of a recent content creator. I haven't been around for a long time. And as a result, I'm like, because I'm kind of new, to be honest, I think that like right now, there would already be content creators playtesting Age of Empires 4. Like 100%. There would be people giving their opinion on it. I know that like from some of the leaks that we've seen, like we saw that leak about 2 years ago, and it was like an Age of Empires 2 Pro from China. And he basically said, like he leaked what Age of Empires 4 was about. But yeah, I don't think they would offer it to me just because I'm quite new, and I think that, like honestly, Age of Empires 4, in my opinion, probably right now, is about to go into beta. I would not be surprised. Like,